And welcome to Tucker Carlson tonight. We have exclusive new footage to show you from the mass shooting in Las Vegas last month. The tape was given to us by a lawyer who represents several shooting victims. None of this has been shown in public before. The footage has no audio. It was taken from a surveillance camera of a local business. It monitored the parking lot very near the concert site. You'll notice as you look at it that the tape has the date October 2nd burned into it. The shooting, of course, occurred on October 1st. That discrepancy is the result of human error. When the camera was set up, it had the wrong date and nobody ever fixed it. But we are confident this was shot that night, October 1st. Now, the first notable development on the tape comes at 10:06. That's about 1 minute into Stephen Paddock's shooting spree, according to the timeline we now have. We see concert goers running through the parking lot to safety in the foreground. At 10:14, much larger crowds of people come streaming through the area to escape the massacre going on. You can see a large amount of wind and debris. Apparently that's due to a helicopter hovering overhead. At 10:16, two men drag what appears to be a fallen victim into the parking lot. They try to give medical assistance to the person, but then realize apparently that it's no use, and they sit with the body while other people continue to flee right past them. Later, at 10:24 p.m., one of the men places his shirt across the victim's face, and then at 10:32, a man puts what appears to be a blanket or a towel over the body, having given up hope. Police only arrive in this area for the first time at around 10:45 p.m. The body is still there. As of 11:50, when a pickup truck finally comes and takes it away, the body lay there. All of it's interesting, of course, and it's horrifying to see it. The question is, does it have implications for the ongoing investigation? We don't know at this point. But here is what is interesting, undoubtedly. The business owner who possesses this tape tells us that no law enforcement officer or government investigator has ever seen the video or even asked to see it. In fact, his only interaction with investigators was one time when they marked where a bullet hit his garage door. Think about that for a minute. It's amazing. It's remarkable, actually. Here you have the deadliest shooting in American history, modern American history. We still have no clear motive. We have no clear timeline of what happened and when. And there are, of course, countless unanswered questions. You'd think investigators would be gathering all the evidence they possibly could. Instead, they seem to be overlooking some of it, including this. Why is that exactly? Catherine Lombardo is a lawyer. She represents victims of the Las Vegas shooting, and she joins us tonight. Catherine, thanks for coming on. Tell us first where this tape comes from.
A gentleman named Mike Turber, who is not an investigator or a reporter, brought it to me. Now, I've spoken with so many people who were at the concert that night, and I represent, of course, my law firm represents many people, and we filed the first lawsuit in Los Angeles County in Los Angeles because Live Nation Entertainment is domiciled in Beverly Hills. Now, people have been coming to me, and I've met with so many people and spoken with so many of the victims who were there that night. People have been coming to me and bringing me pictures and videos. So it wasn't surprising that this gentleman contacted me and brought me this video. I thought it was very telling. We do not know who the deceased is in the video. We would love for any witnesses or victims or people who were there to continue to come forward to me to bring me the information that they have. These people have suffered.
Wait, I'm sorry. So you're a lawyer, you're a private attorney representing clients in a lawsuit here. Shouldn't people be bringing that evidence, those data, to investigators to try and figure out what happened?
Let me explain that, okay? The investigators, although they are doing a fantastic job, I'm sure, they've gone radio silent. So we have no information from them, and we expect it to take probably about 6 months for that investigation to be completed. In the meantime, just like in any civil lawsuit that I prosecute, any litigation, I have to conduct my own investigation to prove the case. And in this case, not only do I have to prove and conduct my own investigation, but I have several clients who are suffering from such deep trauma, and one of the things that they want from me is answers. They want answers.
Well,
so
sure, but by the way, this is not a criticism of your behavior. You're doing what you're paid to do. But I would think that the people running the government investigations, state and federal authorities, would also want this information, and as much of it as they could get. They haven't contacted you?
They have not. I expect that after this airing, they will have this video, and I would love it if they did contact me. So my phone line is open, and I would love to hear from them.
Do you think that's odd? I mean, presumably you've been around in the periphery of criminal investigations before. When there are so many outstanding questions, wouldn't the FBI, for example, want to lay its hands on every available piece of surveillance tape that showed the events of that night?
After 26 years of being a lawyer in the criminal field, 25 of those, being a former police commissioner, former judge pro tem, having been a prosecutor and a defense attorney, I can tell you that in this particular case, this is unprecedented, and the authorities are probably overwhelmed. I don't know the state of their investigation. I'm assuming that they are overwhelmed and their resources cannot catch up with the needs of this investigation.
Yeah, apparently, or something. So
Right.
from the tape we just saw, the police, I think we said it began, the tape begins at 10:06, about a minute after the firing began. Police don't appear in the frame until about 45 minutes later, or after the hour. Is that an unusually long period of time?
Yes, it's about 2 hours, and the deceased was laying there. We believe it's a female. We would love to know who it is. So again, if any witnesses have anything, please call us. She was laying there. What your video doesn't show is that she was laying there alone for probably 40 or 45 minutes with no one at all. People kept coming and looking and running and coming and looking and walking away. That Ford Raptor truck came twice. First it loaded up probably 10 to 15 people in the back of its truck to lead them to safety. Then it came back later with an officer in the bed with his gun drawn, and that's when they finally decided that they had the opportunity to load the victim up into the truck and take the victim to, I don't know where they took the victim.
So I don't know if you're going to know the answer to this question, but I think it's one of the major questions here. To what extent is MGM turning over all the information it has to investigators? It seems from our perspective in the press that they're managing a lot of the storyline here. Do you think that they're giving everything they have to investigators? Would you know that?
Managing the storyline is probably the best thing I've heard anybody say so far, Tucker. That's perfectly put. We've heard nothing from them. None of my clients have received an apology from them. Neither Mandalay Bay nor MGM have come forward, have contacted me. We have served them. We served them the day after we filed the lawsuit. We've not heard back. We've not heard word one from them yet. I expect that we will, although I should say that the MGM Corporate Counsel did meet with us. I actually walked the venue site myself 2 weeks ago per a court order that my legal team secured, and next week we'll be going into the room, the shooter's hotel suite and
Right.
the 32nd floor. So they are cooperating because the judge ordered them to, and so they are working with us on the parameters of those court orders.
Well, the rest of us are interested to hear what we learn here. Catherine, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Dan Bongino.